What happens when the self-proclaimed megaphone of hip-hop accidentally exposes his own secrets live on the internet? What if the guy who built a career roasting rappers, stirring beef, and moving like consequences don't exist suddenly finds himself trapped by his own words? Buckle up, because sources close to the culture say this isn't just another DJ Akademiks meltdown. This is the kind of moment that changes reputations forever. And before the dust settles, a whole lot of uncomfortable truths are coming to light. Stay locked in, because what started as a messy weekend event is now spiraling into one of the most embarrassing chapters in hip-hop media history. And trust, this story gets uglier the deeper it goes. Industry insiders say nobody should be shocked by how all of this unfolded. For years, Akademiks has moved like the rules didn't apply to him. Reckless live streams, Xbox lobby energy, non-stop antagonizing, and an ego inflated by clicks and clout. People close to the situation point out that when you spend years poking everyone in the eye, eventually someone blinks and swings. What makes the timing even wilder is that all this drama surfaced, right, as Akademiks seemed more unstable than ever. The constant ranting, the erratic late-night streams, the feeling that the man was spiraling with no off switch. According to observers, the longer he went unchecked, the deeper he dug himself into a hole he couldn't climb out of. And this time, there was no quick joke, no pivot, no viral distraction big enough to save him. Everything officially went left at a chaotic influencer boxing event hosted by Aiden Ross. One of those gatherings where clout chasers, streamers, and internet personalities collide under flashing lights and questionable judgment. Sources describe the atmosphere as loud, cramped, and tense, with bass rattling the walls and egos filling the room faster than oxygen. Akademiks was there, moving like usual, until a familiar name resurfaced. Lil Baby, their long-running tension, never fully squashed, always simmering, was suddenly back in the air. Add in another streamer with his own history, a crowd hungry for drama, and alcohol doing what alcohol does best, and the situation turned volatile fast. And then it happened. According to multiple witnesses, Akademiks didn't just get into a heated exchange, he got embarrassed. Badly. Someone from Lil Baby's camp allegedly gave him what people online quickly compared to the infamous Oscar slap. Not metaphorically, not verbally, physically. And that's where the story takes a brutal turn. Sources say Akademiks was furious, not just because of the hit, but because it happened publicly. Cameras nearby, phones out. No way to spin it as a joke. Worse, insiders claim he tried to keep the incident under wraps for months, hoping it would fade into rumor territory. But once the internet smells blood, it never forgets. Photos eventually surfaced showing Akademiks sitting in a car afterward, visibly shaken, with someone from his team standing guard nearby. For a man who built his brand on bravado and disrespect, the image hit like a gut punch. The contrast was undeniable. Hip-hop fans noticed immediately. Comment sections lit up. Memes flew. The same voice that laughed at everyone else suddenly looked small, cornered, and exposed. And instead of stepping back, cooling off, or staying silent, Akademiks did what he always does. He went live. According to people close to the situation, Akademiks' rage boiled over in a way no PR team could fix. On stream, while ranting about Lil Baby and his crew, he tried to flip the narrative. He wanted revenge. He wanted control. He wanted to humiliate them back. But in the process, he allegedly revealed something far more damaging than any diss. Something legal. Something irreversible. And when viewers caught what he said, the chat froze during his emotional tirade. Akademiks claimed that Lil Baby's camp, specifically people tied to his label, paid him $30,000 to keep quiet about Baby's album. Not for promotion, not for an interview, but to not speak negatively. Sources say the moment felt unreal. Akademiks had spent years denying accusations that his opinions were for sale. He publicly insisted his voice was independent, untouchable, and impossible to buy. And yet, there he was, admitting on his own stream. That money changed his tone. If you're shocked, you're not alone. Drop a comment and keep watching, because this is where the fallout gets nuclear. Once that clip circulated, internet detectives went to work. Old Akademiks videos resurfaced, showing him being noticeably softer on Lil Baby around the album's release. The timeline matched. The silence made sense. The praise looked suspicious. And suddenly, this wasn't just gossip, it was a pattern. Industry veterans pointed out that if the loudest voice in hip-hop media can be paid to suppress criticism, what does that say about everything else fans consume? Reviews, narratives, organic buzz. The trust was gone. What really enraged longtime viewers was the hypocrisy. Akademiks previously flipped out when artists suggested he was on someone's payroll. He called it insulting, disrespectful, a lie. Yet here he was, in a fit of anger, casually confirming the exact behavior he claimed to despise. Legal experts online immediately flagged the implications. Accepting money to influence coverage without disclosure isn't just unethical. It can cross into serious legal territory, especially when lawsuits and defamation claims are already part of the man's history. And the worst part? He said it himself. Industry insiders stress this isn't just about Akademiks or Lil Baby. This moment cracked open a much uglier truth about hip-hop media and labels. Bags get passed, narratives get shaped, fans get played. But when the most influential media personality admits it openly, it shines a spotlight nobody wanted turned on. And now, other artists, labels, and media figures are nervously watching, wondering what else might come out next. Because once one domino falls, the rest start wobbling. Sources say Akademiks' biggest problem isn't just what he admitted, it's his impulse control. Instead of tightening up, he doubled down. More rants, more accusations, more enemies. And in hip-hop, enemies don't forget. Legal pressure is mounting. Industry relationships are strained. And the same arrogance that once protected him is now isolating him. This isn't a quick controversy. This is a reckoning. So here we are, a media titan exposed by his own mouth. A rapper pulled into a scandal bigger than beef. And a fan base left questioning everything they've been fed. Who looks worse? Who crossed the line first? And who do you trust after all this? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation isn't over. And if you made it this far, salute. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because if history tells us anything, this story is far from done.